Writing videos can be tricky. What will keep viewers' eyes on the screen instead of clicking the next option when, well, there's thousands of alternatives? Let me show you. Hello world, Mike Ploger here with Visme, the online tool that will transform the way you think about presentations, digital graphics, and even YouTube videos. That's what we're discussing today as you aim to not only increase your views, but the length of time those viewers are watching. You see, it all starts with a video script. If you're jumping into recording a video without any framework to base it off of, you're making your first mistake. You need to spend the proper time planning and laying out the verbiage, the graphics or footage that you'll use, what subjects you'll cover, any guests that you may have. You see, it's already getting overwhelming, which is why a well thought out plan will help you along the way. In this video today, we'll dive headfirst into more specific reasons why you should be writing a video script, the different elements you'll want to consider, and how you can start writing one today in just 6 simple steps. Shall we? First, let me quickly reiterate why a video script can be beneficial. The biggest reason is it provides a backbone to your video. You'll set out on a path when you start writing, and you'll be able to reference the script throughout production. Without a script, it can be easy to veer from your core message and get off track. Sure, it can be a good thing to adjust on the fly, but it's easier to add small things here and there versus come up with an entirely new plan. As you start to consider your script, you'll need to do 3 things. 1, visualize your video fully and consider what the finished product will look like. 2, decide the story you'll tell that best communicates your message. And 3, make sure all the people involved in production are on the same page. If you do these 3 things in pre-production, your actual production time will go way down. Not only that, but you'll have much less of a headache as well. And don't think that this is only necessary for one type of video. You'll want to write a script for a quick social media video the same way you would for a 60-second ad and the same way you would for a 10-minute infomercial. Put the work in now, save time soon, see the results later. Now stick with me here. It might even be a good idea to get out pen and paper, but the following are things you'll want to consider and include in your video scripts. The first is your setting. Where are you recording? Inside? Outside? If it's in front of a green screen like, surprise, we have here, what will the background be? And if not, what's behind the subject? Maybe an office, mountains, a stadium. It could be anything. Get creative, but make sure it fits your theme. The second element is your dialogue. What's being said in the video? If you think I'm writing this entire video off the cuff, I have some news for you. I'm not. You also want to consider stage directions. In other words, where are characters moving in the video? Does someone walk off screen left, or does the camera pan at some point? Which actually leads me to our next element, which is camera cues. When should a camera be zooming in or out, or focusing on one element instead of another? I know you're probably thinking it's starting to sound a lot like a Hollywood production, but these are minor things that'll go a long way. The 5th element is B-roll. If you don't know what that is, it's any recorded footage, screenshots, or animated graphics that you can use in your video. Do you have something previously recorded or that you need to record elsewhere that you can use? And lastly, consider any post-production notes like adding captions, editing transitions, or adding sound effects. This will help the editor if you're not doing it yourself. Okay, if you didn't have pen and paper out already, now you may really need it. We'll cover a lot of information in the next couple minutes, but by the end of it, you'll be ready to tackle your next video script like you never have before. First, you must start with a video brief. This can and really should be referenced throughout the planning process to keep you focused and on track. What the heck does a video brief consist of? I'm glad you asked. A video brief can be an online Word document to share or just notes on a sheet of paper. To begin, write out and answer these questions. What is the video's objective? Who is the audience of your video? Where will the video go live? What's the one takeaway you want viewers to leave with? And what action do you want your audience to take next as well? These questions will help lay the blueprint for your video. It'll help with how long the video will be, where it'll be hosted, the overall theme and direction you're going. Again, answering these questions now will not only speed up the process, but make for a more effective finished product. Okay, get a new piece of paper or start a new Word document. At the top, write the key takeaway. Then, follow these steps. First, start brainstorming. Let the ideas flow. Have the mentality that no idea is a bad idea. Get all of your project heads involved in a short meeting and just start firing away. The goal is to end with one idea, but oftentimes 2 or more thoughts can gel to create the best option. Just keep in mind that the final choice should resonate with your target audience and deliver your core message. If you need to organize the ideas that are coming in, try using a template like this one on Visme's website. It's easy to write in your ideas as they come in and is useful to organize them when looking at the big picture. Then you want to determine your narrative or story arc. To do this, consider this story structure: the setup, the confrontation, and the resolution. Once you have that written out, it's time to finalize your characters. You could have 1, 2, or several characters featured in your video, but we recommend sticking to just one. That's why I host video after video on this channel. If Visme brought in a new host for every video, not only would I be looking for more work, but the brand recognition and comfortability with our audience would decrease. I mean, I like to think that we've become friends after the countless videos on our channel too, haven't we? Anyways, getting back on track, the 4th step for identifying your story is determining the emotions that you want to tug at. Do you want laughter, tears, happy thoughts, guilt? Write down what you want your audience to feel. And lastly, start considering your hook. You could have it fully polished here or wait for a later time, but at least start to consider how you're going to hook your audience's attention and then reel them in. Ready or not, and you should be ready, it's time for your first draft. Listen, don't stress over this. Your first draft is not meant to be the final script. It can be ugly, it can be sloppy with edits galore and iffy ideas. That's all okay and even encouraged. Try free writing and just typing what comes to mind, and then later you can go through it and make any revisions necessary. All right, you've made it to the fun part. Unfortunately, I mean that relatively sarcastically. It's time to make those revisions and polish your script. If you think your first draft is perfect just the way it is, at least try to edit the following. Remove any fluff words, jargon, and repetitive words or sentences. Replace more difficult words with simple ones that all will understand. And see if you can make your script conversational. Does your copy sound like a human? Read it out loud and determine if it sounds like something someone would actually say. Those are the simple things to do, but if you want to go even deeper into your edits, well, allow me. Try editing for the platform you're posting on. Is it a demo video? If so, you better be as thorough and detailed as possible in your writing. Add visual and audio elements. This is video we're talking about, not a book. You'll want to add cues as to where music should come in, or when you should transition to B-roll. And when you have B-roll or a slate over the character, that'll allow them to loosen up rather than worry about their on-screen appearance. You can even make notes for your characters and their movements. Should they walk off screen at some point, maybe their tone should change at a specific line. Note these things. You can time your video too if you'd like. It'll help if you only have so much footage to use. Just keep in mind that 60 seconds of video is typically 160 to 220 words of a written script without pauses. And if you really want to do this the right way, you'll format your script. I'm talking noting all visual and audio cues, dialogue, and other notes written in a precise way. Have you ever seen a screenplay? That's what I'm talking about here. It's more work, but it's also more clear to all those helping in the production process. Just when you think you're ready to hand it off to upper management or final decision makers, assuming that's not you, read that script 1, 2, or even 12 more times. Read it in your head, read it out loud, host a table reading, have your characters read it. Do whatever you can to make sure that there's no errors, the flow works, and your objective is accomplished. Then there's one last step. Remember the brief you made in step 1? Revisit that. Pair it side by side with a script and ask these questions. Does the video meet its objective? Does it resonate with your audience? Is it compelling? Is it short enough to hold viewers' attention but long enough to get your point across? And is it truly likely to push viewers into action? If you feel strongly about these answers, then ladies and gentlemen, you have a finalized video script. Job well done. I can see your faces now. I can see the hesitation and the look of being overwhelmed. But don't be. It may seem like a lot now, but when you're seeing results and you start to get into the flow of creating these consistently, they'll be a breeze. Before you get started though, I have to ask just one favor. You see that little like button down below? Can you hit that for me? Of course, it's only if it's deserved, but we at Visme love to help you through both video and our website tool, and simply hitting like can be a big help. Check us out at visme.com to learn how we can make your edits easier than ever before. With pre-made templates and elements you can simply drag and drop and fully customize, visme.com is a design tool unlike any other. Thank you so much for watching. Once you're done peeping our website, subscribe to our channel for more content just like this. It's all meant to help you. We'll see you next time. With Visme, I'm Mike Ploger, helping you make information beautiful.